In September 2025, a foul odor seeped from a Tesla parked in a Los Angeles tow yard. The stench was so bad that staff finally pried open the front trunk. Inside was a black garbage bag. Inside that bag were the dismembered remains of a human being. For months, the body was too decomposed to identify. But the car offered one clue: it was registered to a young, rising music star. A 21-year-old singer with millions of streams, a Google Pixel commercial, and a soft voice that sang of heartbreak. His fans adored him. But the girl in the bag wasn't just a fan. She was 14 years old. And the secret she threatened to reveal, prosecutors say, is why she was silenced forever. This is the story of a singer whose darkest lyric wasn't a song. It was a murder. To understand, we go back to 2021. A 16-year-old from Texas named David Burke started uploading songs recorded on his iPhone. His music, full of longing and pain, hinted at a gentle soul. By 2025, now 20, performing as D4vd, he was living in a rented Hollywood Hills home, on the verge of stardom. That year, authorities say he met Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She was just 11. For 3 years, prosecutors allege he groomed her. The sexual abuse began when she was 13, the same year he turned 18. Their relationship was secret, volatile, and by April 2025, the secret became too heavy for a teenager. On April 22nd, a lengthy argument erupted over text. Celeste, now 14, was jealous of other women. But then she made a threat that sealed her fate: she would expose their relationship. She would end his career. Destroy his life. He was terrified. Everything he'd built was at risk. The next day, April 23rd, he texted her, "Come over." He ordered an Uber to bring her 80 miles from Lake Elsinore to his Hollywood Hills home. When she arrived, they were alone. What happened next was a brutal execution. Prosecutors say he stabbed her multiple times. The autopsy listed multiple penetrating injuries as the cause of death. But the horror didn't end there. It was only the start of a cold, methodical cover-up. After she was dead, he went online. He ordered 2 chainsaws from Amazon. He needed to destroy evidence, especially a tattoo on Celeste's hand that linked her to him. He set up an inflatable pool in the garage to contain the blood. Inside that pool, prosecutors say, he used the chainsaws to dismember her body. Then he packed the remains into black garbage bags. Yet the most chilling detail wasn't the violence. It was the deception that followed. That same night, he drove to Santa Barbara, 90 minutes away, to dump her belongings. While he was there, he texted Celeste's phone, "Where are you?" A 14-year-old girl was already dead, her body in pieces in his garage. But he was busy performing innocence, crafting an alibi. Days before the murder, texts showed he had discussed pregnancy, abortion, and Plan B with the teenager. Fear of exposure, prosecutors say, drove him to kill. After the dismemberment, he abandoned the Tesla, with the remains still inside, at a tow yard. The car sat there for nearly 5 months, baking in the summer heat. But Celeste's father never stopped searching. He tracked the vehicle to the singer. When police opened the front trunk, they found the black bags. And on the singer's phone, in plain sight, were a significant amount of child sex abuse images. On April 16, 2026, police swarmed the Hollywood Hills home. David Anthony Burke, D4vd, was arrested in a hoodie, led out in handcuffs. The charges: first-degree murder with special circumstances, continuous sexual abuse of a minor, and mutilation of human remains. So who was the real David Burke? To millions of fans, he was D4vd, the boy who sang from his bedroom. To his family, his brother said he could be very violent. To prosecutors, he was a predator who murdered a child to protect his fame. Not a crime of passion, but a calculated execution. Burke has pleaded not guilty. His lawyers say evidence will prove his innocence. But the prosecution's case is graphic: chainsaws, a kiddie pool, a torso in a Tesla, and a 14-year-old girl whose remains were found the day after she would have turned 15. Celeste Rivas Hernandez should have been worried about high school. Instead, she was terrified of being exposed to her parents. Her father, Jesus Rivas, has demanded accountability. D4vd's music will be silenced. But the question this case leaves isn't about him. It's about a culture that lets a rising star think he can burn away a child to save his career. He sang of heartbreak and longing. But in the end, his actions were a performance so dark that no song could ever cover it. His darkest lyric wasn't a song. It was a murder.